This video covers the IGCSE Biology Objective 3.2.7 on the 2025 CAIE syllabus to describe osmosis. So first of all, let's talk about what osmosis is. We've talked about water molecules. We've talked about partially permeable membranes. In this diagram, it's labeled a semi-permeable membrane. And we see that water molecules move through the membrane, and the sugar molecules in this particular case, or the solute molecules, do not move through the semi-permeable membrane. So osmosis is defined as the net movement of water molecules from a region of higher water potential to a region of lower water potential through a partially permeable membrane. So we're seeing this region of higher and this region of lower, which is reminiscent of the definition of diffusion, but there are several differences. First of all, we don't talk about the concentration of water. We talk about the potential of water, the ability, the possibility for water to move. In one area is higher than in another area due to the number of solute particles on either side of the membrane. And we'll talk a little bit more about this. So we say it is called water potential. So what is water potential? Well, first of all, this symbol here, this U with the I through it, is the symbol for water potential. If you see it, you can use it as an abbreviation for water potential. But here we have a little diagram where we have a dilute solution and a concentrated solution. So the dilute solution just means there are fewer, let's say, sugar or salt particles in the same amount of water compared to the concentrated solution. So we both have the same amount of water, but different numbers of solute particles. And so basically, water potential is the tendency of water to move across a membrane, depending on if the number of particles of the solute is high or low. So in a dilute solution where there's a lot of water compared to a small number of solute particles, there is a high water potential. That is the tendency of water to move across the membrane. In the concentrated solution, where we have many solute particles compared to the amount of water, there is a lower water potential, meaning that water will have less of a tendency to move across a membrane. We can look at this looking at number of water molecules compared to number of solute molecules. So high water potential means there's a greater number of water molecules, and low water potential means there's less number of water molecules to move. So if we look at this diagram where we see high water potential, it says a low solute concentration. So the number of water molecules here on this side of the membrane is 24, and there are no solute molecules there. That means the number of free water molecules is 24. It can move across, any one of them can move from its position across the cell membrane. Now, in the low water potential section, the high solute concentration section, the number of water molecules there is 24, and the number of solute molecules is 5, but because those molecules are dissolved to such a point, remember what we talked about, what water as a solvent does, in the fact that it is ripping apart certain molecules attracted to each other through the positive and negative sides of the water molecule, the polarity of the water molecule. That only leaves the number of free water molecules to move to be 4. So this is a very low water potential because there are not many free water molecules available to move across the cell membrane. So in this case, water will move from the left side of the membrane to the right side of the membrane because there is a higher water potential on the left side compared to the right side.